Good morning, everyone. If you can, just type in the chat where you're calling in from today. Where are we with all of these beautiful humans? Where are you located on this planet right now? Love to hear where we've got Quebec, Canada, Nova Scotia, Norway, Colorado, Mount Shasta. Matthew, you're in Mount Shasta, nice. Where all the aliens live, perfect. Utah, Richmond, Vancouver, all right. Mount Shasta, we have another Mount Shasta. Elizabeth, cool. You guys will have to get to know each other if you don't know each other already. All right, I'm still letting people in for a couple minutes. Right. Super happy to have you all here. All right, I'll kind of just get this rolling because I know we have a big frequency playground today. So I wanted to, I'm Annie, and for those of you that haven't come before, we have these frequency playgrounds every Tuesday so that we can have a play place to actually talk about frequency and how fun it is and how much expansion we can have within the realm of working with frequency and working with the Healy, basically. So you're going to hear today a lot about, you're going to hear about recoherence today. And this is a really exciting topic, and I can't wait for our two guest speakers today to talk to you all about that. But as we kind of move through this, I want to just also hear from all of you. Type a 1 in the chat if you have a Healy. Type a 2 in the chat if you don't have a Healy and you're new here and just interested in learning a little bit about frequency. Curious to know who we've got here. So a 1, yeah, if you have a Healy, a 2 if you don't have a Healy. And here I'm still letting people in. That's great. Wow, people are interested. This is exciting. So just a little bit about the frequency playgrounds. You can also go back in if you signed up today. You can go back in and watch all of the previous ones, which is we have such a wide variety of topics, and that really speaks to the fact that within our frequency family community, we really have so many unique genius folks who, that's why I wanted to create this, so that we had a place for people to shine, and we had a place for people to come in and share their genius, and also kind of weave it into Healy and weave it into frequency and how we work with what I call just this magical unicorn device that has the ability to allow us to get back to our original human blueprint. And I know that that's one of the recoherence sort of topics that's going to be talked about today, is that reweaving of getting back to our harmonic human original blueprint, which, you know, one of the coolest things about Healy is that it takes things back to the roots. I mean, there is even a program called Go to the Roots, right? But even if you're not using that particular program, it really does bring us right back down into that deep place before the life things happen, right? And in our purest state, so that we're actually operating from our largest possible, you know, we're operating from a place of clarity. We're operating from a place of sacred yes and holy no. Like, those places are very clear within us when we have when we can like sift through all the blocks and sift through all the stuff that kind of gets in our way of that clarity, right? And that kind of is this, that's why I was so excited about this particular topic of recoherence, right? Moving us into that place of clarity. And so without further ado, I just want to kind of introduce, we have Piule today, who is going to be leading us in a really beautiful, well, they're going to be combining their efforts. We've got Piule and Matthew, and I was really excited to have a male voice in our frequency playground, because we haven't had that yet. So I'm really excited about that as well. So thank you both for doing that. But Piule is in the healing arts, and she is an expert in heart intelligence and kind of helping people kind of reorient themselves in that way. She's also founded the Well-Resourced Woman, which is a wealth incubator. And I know today she's going to be talking a bit about like getting back to our inheritance, our natural birthright of abundance, which I am very excited about hearing about more of that from her. And then we've got Matthew, who is a sun dancer. He is a spiritual life guide who works with the Ascended Masters. And I know he's going to be calling in some Ascended Masters today. They're going to be working with the somatic meditation for all of you. Super excited to hear about that. And also to hear about how they really see Healy as an energetic business, and giving you guys some pieces to that. So, I mean, we've got some real beautiful shares that are about to happen here, and I'm just super grateful to be holding this container so that we can really absorb all of this beautiful wisdom that's going to be coming down today. So anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce Piule. And babe, you can take it from here. And let me get that off, and we should be good.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's really lovely to see some faces and people that I know. Welcome to all of the new people here. This is a fun place. Thank you so much, Annie, for creating this frequency playground. It's we live and exist in a quantum universe, basically. So this is what we will be playing in today in terms for the recoherence. And we will be also diving into the foundations of our harmonic blueprint and where frequency really resides from that place in accordance with prosperity. And we have came here with a beautiful divine blueprint already to us. And as children of God, we're here to prosper in all ways and to share our gifts and to be supporting the planet in such a beautiful way. And a lot of this is already these patterns of prosperity and energy in the world. And there can be, what happens is that we can receive patterns through our human incarnational experience that can have a distortion on our patterns, such as scarcity, that can be handed down through generations. Basically, it can be handed down through our mothers and our fathers. It can come from an impression in our environment when we're growing up. And this recoherence to our harmonic blueprint, to what is our natural design towards prosperity and energy and abundance, and working with frequency particularly. At the foundational level, because we live in a quantum world that we exist in, there's bioenergetic fields, and we have a bioenergetic field ourselves. And Nikola Tesla, who is an absolute legend, bless him, said that if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So even though the eye in itself cannot see the dynamic impressions that are happening behind the forms of our existence in our world, what is behind them is the foundation of patterns of energy. And this beautiful, a lot of the work when we're working in the personal development world with the subconscious self and working with higher energies, such as the ascended masters, and working in somatic meditation and the work that Ani does, is all around energy and vibration. And we have been gifted in the recent times a very powerful and profound tool to support us. There's many, many tools on the planet. There's crystals and all the tuning forks, and we are in ourselves a very powerful tool in that sense. And Healy has come to us to be able to support coherence in our systems, to really reconnect us with our divine blueprint again. And our divine blueprint holds a lot of codes for us to connect to, that is associated with prosperity, and to be the way showers of this planet, to make a big change here. We need to have a lot of resources. We need to be well resourced in that sense. So this is where our understanding and relationship with money comes into life. And money is a very dynamic energy. It is a very versatile tool also that thrives through the cultivation of a meaningful relationship and the honing of skills and enabling boundless growth and possibilities. So there is water and wealth codes, the currency that flows. That's why we have banks that hold this currency. And so there is a beautiful reflection in our world of commerce that is reflected back to the universal principles and universal laws around money and wealth codes in that sense. So when we are connecting to money itself, coming into our lives, when we're working with energy of money, it's an energy. It's a really incredible energy that moves around this planet. And how do we cultivate more of this energy in our life? How do we hold it and have respect for this energy, much like water? And so water and wealth have a very beautiful relationship together. The fact that it's called currency and that it flows in itself. And so we also have a template, our harmonic template, which is a beautiful, when we build a house, for example, we have the designs of this house that gets built. And before we build all the materials and put these together, there is a template, a design. And that's much like our etheric body, our energy body. And this is where the repatterns, which is where patterns are held within us. And this is where we can shift patterns. And frequencies and vibrations are a really big part to play in supporting the shift of old patterns that we maybe have a dissonance or a discord that's sitting in our system. And this is why recoherencing and coherence is a really, really important part of claiming our prosperity here and claiming this birthright that we have to be very, very prosperous. We have a connection to the quantum world, which is also connected to our universal bank of abundance and supply. So we have a perfect template, and it's a harmonic blueprint. And this is where the patterns of our divine prosperity and health are held. So everything in creation has a blueprint, like a house before it's built and made. So we can work with recoherencing ourselves to this blueprint again. And a lot of the times we can do this either through our own personal somatic practices, just the connection of intention in itself. The mind is a very, very powerful tool. And when we work in alignment with the heart emits vibrations and frequencies. And so the coherencing really happens within an intentional field to reconnect ourselves and to offer a lot of healing and connection and calling forward that which is already ours in that sense. So when we are creating and playing from this place of patterns and observing this coherence field, there is generational patterns that have been handed down to us. And those are not necessarily ours, and they conflict. They're in conflict they create a discord with our natural divine blueprint. And so what we're really here to do in these times as beautiful earth keepers and as people on the path of personal development, building wealth and prosperity, so that we can make a greater impact in the world, a really big part is shifting and repatterning. So clearing the limitations and the beliefs that are happening, so that you can actually live in accordance with your divine blueprint. So today in the work that we are doing, and we are working with Matthew, who is going to be calling forth and opening up a very beautiful space. And we're going to be calling forth a lot of the assistance from the higher realms. So when we are going into this meditation practice, this is a profound somatic meditation practice that basically, because we are coexisting in a quantum timeline, that we have the opportunity in this present moment, based on our own free will, to clear and support the generations and our ancestral patterns and our ancestors that are before us. We have the ability to have a support, like we can support these timelines that run back into the past. And when we do that from the present moment and we come into a coherent field in the moment of now, what we're opening ourselves forward to in the future is our prosperity, is that beautiful life that you know that you're here to have. And so a lot of this somatic meditation practice is really take the time to be as present as possible. If you are driving, of course, don't close your eyes, be in a safe environment to be able to participate in this, and yet really go in very deep, because when you do, the shifts are very exponential in your own blueprint in that sense. So when we're going into repatterning, these patterns that are handed down, if our mothers or our fathers were, or our grandmothers were in a time of war, for example, and that they had to hold on to things, that impression has been passed down from them to us, or even to our mothers. And if our mothers or fathers have not healed that pattern, they will essentially, from a subconscious level, hand that pattern down to us. And then next minute, we're holding on to our resources. We don't think that there's enough in the world. We're acting from competition and scarcity. And when we do that, we're not in alignment with prosperity as a frequency and a vibration. And our goal is to prosper here on the planet. And so really, really repatterning ourselves and coming into the frequency within us, and as a harmonic, prosperous being here. And so there is patterns that come up around lack and poverty mindset when we're holding on to things that we don't think that there is going to be enough in the world. For example, this whole globe as an entire collective species just went through a pretty big schism as the pandemic. And there was like a lot of patterns that were expressed out into the collective consensus around not having enough, that we're going into death or dying, that there is, we need to withhold ourselves. And so even that recently has been kicked up and may have even activated other patterns. And so we're kind of sitting, a lot of people are sitting in this loop. And so what we're here to do is support that shift and to bring us back into our birthright of prosperity. And so we'll be repatterning old vows of less than, a limiting caste system, whether you were born in a different culture or you had a family lineage in a different culture that may have had a caste system in that sense. So these are where patterns can originate and can show up on a subconscious level in our own personal ecosystems. A lot of the time we can be operating on them without even knowing. So if we can become greatly aware and have great awareness to supporting these shifts, Some of these other constructs can be the war and famine constructs, unworthiness, not claiming who we are here to prosper in all ways, through our services, through how we support each other in the world, having care and kindness in our offerings and our services, in the products that we sell, and etc. So not enough to go around is another pattern or construct. Miser or martyr constructs, hardship constructs, and loss, separation, or death. So these are very foundational constructs and patterns that are sitting in a lot of people's ecosystems. And so we're here today to support a lot of those shifts and to allow money and prosperity to flow in our lives. We'll also be talking about these other beautiful business models, such as Healy, that is really supporting this shift through a collective level, as well as an individual level in that sense. So we're going to go in and open up a space for our meditation practice. So if everybody can find as much comfortable position as possible so that you're feeling very wellly supported in your space wherever you are. If you are driving, please be really mindful during somatic meditation practices. You can kind of feel a little altered in that sense. So just to be really mindful wherever you may be, if you're driving or on the go. If you have the opportunity to really drop in to yourself as much as possible, this will have really incredible shifts for your life. To start a meditation, Matthew is going to open up the space with a beautiful song and calling in the support of the angels and ascended masters that want to be here. They will be working on a quantum level to support these shifts throughout everybody's personal individual ecosystems, as well as our intention is to anchor this in to the collective field of humanity in itself. So we're here working together as a group today. For the individual, we're here working together to support the collective in the world as well. To come into presence with your heart, the access point of the soul and to the lower subconscious body is through the center of the heart, the great alchemist. So we'll just take a moment right now before we open up this space to center yourself within your heart. And we do that through the breath, bringing the breath of spirit. On the first day of our birth, we brought the breath of spirit that has entered the body. On the last day of our life, spirit exits the body. So every time we breathe, we are breathing in the relationship of spirit within ourselves. And Matthew, I'll allow you to open up this space.
You'll allow me, huh? Okay.
You
have a very eloquent way of speaking, and I'm very happy that you're with us here today.
Thank you.
And I love the idea of that spirit breath when we come into this world. I see it more of life force giving us that energy of creation. So right now I'm just going to connect to my ancestors, my guides, and my helpers to come in and watch over every person here today, and to really just all of you to have an intention that you want to experience today, just for today, just put everything else aside that you have in your mind, that you are in contemplative manner. Anything that you are in conflict with, or a lesson, or anything that is like, that it's going to be out there no matter what. So let's change ourselves inside. So for a moment, if you could just, be in your heart, like she said, be in your center and be present, and just make a prayer for yourself while I'm singing these two songs. The first song is to honor the chanupa, the pipe that was brought to our people from Hasawi, or White Buffalo Calf Woman. And then the second song is open up the gate for the spirits to enter this realm. And so we're going to do those two songs. I just want you to be present with yourself, have a prayer or intention for yourself or your family, and ask for help in these areas in your life that usually you wouldn't ask for. And so just be present with that. Wayankayo, wakaya iwayintelo yo haye. Wayankayo, wakaya iwayintelo yo haye. Asawiku, Shanupa amaka kishaya, Yuhawakaya iwaing teloyo, Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Aye. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Aye. Pasawiku, Shanupa amaka kishaya, Yuhawakaya iwaing teloyo, Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Aye. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. Pasawiku, Chanupa amaka kishaya, Yuhawakaya iwaing teloyo, Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Aye. Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. Pasawiku, Shanupa amaka kishaya, Yuhawakaya iwaing teloyo, Wayangkayo, Wakaya iwaing teloyo, Ayeyo. ye wa ye lo yo ampo we omakia yo aye ye hey yo how opla tankash we chose you walk ya taku akan lechia we o piata wazia we o hiampata itohagata unchimaka wankantanka. Creator, we come to you in a good way today to ask you for your protection, your health, and your help, to bring the realization of energy around our bodies and to shift our frequencies into the highest and greatest good, to open up our hearts and to relieve us of some of the negativity and energies that we've carried from our childhood and from birth and from our ancestors, to be able to reclaim our power here today and to be able to step inside our leadership roles as we do that we were made to do on this planet, and to shine our light from our heart chakras and our energies, frequencies from our spirit, to show the way for the rest of the people to live, for the future of our children and the many generations to come. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and call in the Ascended Masters. And so with that song, those songs that we were singing, we created a container that no negativity can enter this energy frequency, this dimension that we've created here today for all of you. So each of you can go into your heart today and be accountable for what you carry. One of the beautiful things that I've experienced from this Healy is accountability, that a part of me knows something more than me. There's a master part of myself that really connects to this energy frequency device and allows me to see beyond wherever I've seen before, but further. And it brings about an awareness of my life that as soon as I become in direct conscious contact with the energy frequency of my blueprint, that everything that I've ever wanted ever since I was a kid starts coming to me in my world. And so recently I'm about to lose a second relative to a disease. And it's been kind of rough for me to be here today, thinking about my relatives who just crossed over. And so the Healy has really helped me to define and feel the energies of that presence, that person in my life, to be able to have a sincere connection with them throughout my life, but also to be able to feel non-resistant energy into knowing and celebrating their life for everything that they've done here on the planet. So when I was younger, I had much more emotions when it was around death. But as an adult, I thought it was because I was getting numb, but it wasn't. It was because I become understanding of what death is and what that transition means. And we all have to go through it. So for me, it's about removing those aspects of myself that cause fear and blockages in my future. And as soon as I put that program in the Healy today, it started opening up my mind and opening up my heart to the digestion of the universe coming through me, feeding through me, working through my body, for me to become a stronger conduit for the people, because that is my obligation in this lifetime. So at this time, I'm asking for the Ascended Masters to come in. And just so you know, I've been teaching metaphysics for over 34 years. I've been running meditations on Clubhouse and Facebook and Instagram, and now here. And so I just want you to be mindful that the Ascended Masters won't do more than you can handle. They don't have agendas. They don't have egos, and they have no attachments. They'll work exactly where you are in this moment. So if you have an intention for yourself that you want to better yourself, you want to open yourself up to a greater understanding of who you are, then I ask them to do that. So they can go in and pinpoint the energies inside you that are stuck or parts of you. So during the process of this meditation, you can go deeper in yourself and realign yourself. So right now I'm running a program on my Healy for conscious contact with all my ancestors and all the spirit beings and the Ascended Masters and so on. And so I invite you to ask them to come into your own field. And right now I have Mother Mary on my right, and I have Jesus Christ on my left, Archangel Michael behind me, and Master Cthulhu in front of me. And these are my four go-to people, other than Merlin and a few others. So right now I'm just going to ask for the presence or names to come forward. and to watch over you and your families, and to give you the energy and the sustenance and the awareness to be able to overcome the obstacles that are lying in your path. Aho, upla. Master Kuthumi, Duwalko, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Archangel Michael, Uriel, Ariel, Gabriel, Raphael, Radkiel, Jobiel, El Mori, Saint Germain, Ashtar, Serapis Bay, Master Hilarion, Jesus Christ, Buddha, White Buffalo, Catwoman, Geronimo, Sidney, Bo, Krishna, Mary, Madeline, Metatron, Merlin, Master Shaw, John the Baptist, Lady Nada, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Salaria, Asteria, Grimmelity, Auntie Olga, Master Top, Master Yubi, Master Kwan, Sananda, Nichananda, Muta, Namatraya, Sai Baba, Sanana, Baba G, Red Cloud, Lady Lextra, Master Balatron, Master Lucius, Archangel Centaur, Master Moses, Peter, St. Francis, Yeshua, Joshua, Kamshi, Sanat Kamara, Mahachohan, Pele. We're going to call in Ganesh. I'm going to call in Red Cloud. I'm going to call in the ethereal energy frequencies. I'm also going to call in the Andromedan, the Palladian, the Lemurian, and the Atlantean energies to surround this beautiful group of people to help them to raise their frequency vibration from their first chakras all the way up into the heart chakra. So I want you right now, to each of you, I'm going to share a little bit of my own personal music with you. Well, Piule, can you take me off the screen?
I stopped sharing to be able to do that. Is that? I think that you can just, how do I do that, Ani?
I think,
Go up to the top, it says stop share.
yeah, just stop
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go over here to this is called Gabriel's Trumpet. And I really love this energy for this meditation. So I'm just gonna turn up the volume just a little bit here. Okay.
We also want to take this moment to welcome a beautiful golden rose, to visualize a beautiful golden rose in the center of your heart. Feel that golden rose there within your heart center. We're going to call down the stars, the celestial energies from the stars, and while we are also calling forth your own spiritual team to be here today, as we have this beautiful container of friends in high places. And just call this starlight, just allow this starlight to fall down through your higher centers into your heart, into this beautiful golden rose that is within your heart. This is the flower of abundance. Within this golden rose is the codes of prosperity. It is the codes of deep prosperity, that all are here to prosper, that there is enough, there is plenty, that we have always had enough, that our needs are always taken care of, and then some. That we can feel that we are able to give and to share, that there is abundance that flows through our lives. Within this is this code that we are going to offer back to our lineage for healing these patterns that have been handed down and came from our line of our ancestors, these patterns from the society constructs before us. And just visualize this beautiful golden rose of prosperity, of overflow and abundance that is within your heart now, that is blessed with the heavens of the stars, of the heavens that has came down and is sprinkled over your golden rose that is open and flowering and blossoming. And within you is your inner child. This is the part of us that we are holding most of these patterns. And so your inner child today is here within you, and allow him to reach up and touch this golden rose in your heart. There is a connection that is happening to the deepest parts of your inner child, to the patterns that are still stored and maybe there within your inner child, that she or he continues to act or organize her accordance from those old patterns that are no longer valid for your life to prosper, that are no longer valid for you to claim your divine inheritance, for your gifts to go forth into the world, for your most highest timeline to be opened up with prosperity and abundance and wealth and great income and revenue and support and love and care for not only yourself and your family and your homes, your projects, for your family and for the world. That prosperity is for a plentiful aspect to be of greater service and benefit in this world. So within you, there is your inner child that is deeply connected to this healing meditation. And her hands and his hands, their hands are holding this beautiful rose of prosperity, these codes of abundance, blessed from the heavens. And now you're going to call forth your mother and your father in front of you. And just see them there, smiling, being how they are. And behind that, you are going to call forth your grandmothers and grandfathers and their grandmothers and grandfathers. You're going to start calling forth each one's the mother and the father of your mother and grandmother and grandfather, and just see this lineage of ancestors opening up before you, each one standing there in front of each other, in front of you, and observing this beautiful lineage that you have through your mother and your father's lineage. And just thank them for being here. Thank them for their life and all the ways that they gave shelter, kindness, care, love, even the times of the misinterpretations, maybe trauma or chaos, just to really stand in a place of gratitude and forgiveness. For there is a place of empowerment where we're no longer the victim, we are rather empowered throughout all of our stories. And take this flower with the blessings of your inner child and hand this flower down to your mother and your father, this prosperity, this abundance that you are within your own life, and to heal with the patterns that were within them around lack or scarcity, of not having enough, war or famine constructs, the vows of not having enough, poverty, death or loss, that the world is not enough, that there is need for competition, just handing down this and this support of prosperity, that there is more than enough in the world to prosper in all ways, that we are the living example of this. And as our lifetime and our timeline opens up for great prosperity based on a harmonic blueprint that we are. And now your mother and your father are receiving that beautiful rose of prosperity, those codes of repatterning, and they are taking that and they are putting that in their hearts. Just see them putting that rose within their heart. And their small inner child within each one of those receiving that and repatterning for them from the foundation of their inner child, and receiving that and allowing that prosperity, those codes of prosperity, to soak all the way through the subconscious systems, through the impressions from the inner child, through every cell of their being. And allow your mother and your father now to turn towards your grandmother and grandfather, their mother and father, and to take that rose of prosperity, that golden rose of blessings, of abundance, and to hand that down to their mother and father. And for your grandmother in that moment and grandfather to receive that rose of prosperity and abundance in their own heart, for them to put that in their own heart and their inner child to receive that. Allow these codes now to be handed back through your generations, healing and repatterning scarcity and lack, not having enough, and shifting those codes to a harmonic resonance of there is more than enough, there is plenty, prosperity comes to me with grace and ease, that we are abundant, that we are well taken care of. And now continue to observe this rose being handed down through all of your generational lineages, throughout all of both of your mothers and fathers and grandmothers and father's side, all the way back, through all time and space. And just giving thanks for this abundance that is handed back and recoded through our generations today, the repatterning towards prosperity, the repatterning towards our divine inheritance, which is a part of who we are naturally.
So I want each of you to recognize the colors of your chakras, or the energy that Piule places in coherence with what you feel inside, the changes of all the paradigms going all the way back into the time that you were born. And recognize each of your chakras as your first chakra as a red rose, your second chakra as an orange rose, your solar plexus as a yellow rose, your heart chakra as a double delight, a green and pink rose in your heart chakra, your throat chakra, a beautiful blue rose sitting in your throat, a violet rose in your forehead, and a white light rose in your crown chakra. I'm now going to ask for Mother Mary, Jesus the Christ, Master Kuthumi, and Archangel Michael to pour the energetics of your soul connection from all the aspects of all the different energies of all the timelines that you have had victories, that you've overcome obstacles in previous lives, and to create the abundance of a Merkaba to place in your crown chakra and to bless this energy, and to allow these frequencies of light to interchain and exchange like an energy of fulfillment, to send these colors, purples, pinks, blues, oranges, greens, violets, white lights, golds, and pinks down into your crown chakra like a rainbow ray of light, nourishing each of your flowers. Allow yourself to feel each of the flowers inside your body with the color coordination of your chakras, to feel the abundance of this beautiful energy coming into each of your roses, and feeling each of these parts of yourself open up, receiving the beautiful life force of this energy going into your crown, into your third eye, into your throat chakra, into your heart chakra, into your solar plexus, and into your second and first chakra. And feel the energy abundance of this beautiful concept of light, a living energy frequency vibration, going to each part of your body, your soul, your cells, your memory, your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, helping you to expand the energy. At this time, the masters are asking for each of you to have a certain goal, a certain intention for yourself today, to live in the fulfillment of having this feeling traveling through your body, expanding this energy out into the world, out into the children, to the plants, to all energies of creation, to recognize yourself as the obedient child, the energy and reflection of pure love and pure light coming into yourself. Archangel Michael wants each of you to open up your heart chakra and to allow this light to flow from your heart chakra into the future, creating a tunnel of white light. And within that white light, he's asking for each of you to make a vision for yourself. See yourself into the future, having abundance, having laughter, having friends surrounded you, in a celebration, celebrating yourself in the abundance of pure light and pure energy coming from your soul blueprint, allowing yourself to expand in every direction in your world, in your life, mostly letting go of the past and looking towards the future without fear, and stepping into that realm of light and allowing yourself to feel supported by the universe.
Thank you, Matthew. So while we are integrating this powerful shift that is happening through a quantum field, we are welcome to gently bring our attention and our awareness back to the present moment. These energies will continue to work on people probably for the next 3 days, I would say. So to take a lot of just gentle personal care, be very kind and present with yourself. You can do some journaling exercises to support the facilitation of any aha moments or integration work that is wanting to continue to happen through the somatic meditation and through these blessing fields that have been bestowed upon us today. And we would also, we will, excuse me, I'm a little altered from that meditation practice. So as you're coming back into your environment and with these blessings that have gone forth in your life, just to bring your conscious present awareness back into this present moment, into the environment that you're in, to my voice that is here, to our group work today. And within that, I would love to also acknowledge that the frequency of prosperity that is happening within our community, that is happening within Healy, that I have been witnessing for over a year now. And I have been observing incredible shifts that are happening around prosperity and beautiful people on every walk of life stepping in to their potentials of prosperity and abundance within this beautiful community, within this container of this energy business that we know as healing. And I'm observing and noticing countless, nearly hundreds of particularly women making great shifts, and men around moving from just getting by to leading very incredibly abundant lives. They having the opportunity to provide for their families. They are actually creating generational wealth. I'm observing within these lineage, within Healy, women and men creating generational wealth for their children, for their families, so that they have these beautiful big projects that are alive in their life that they are able to go forth and have the resources for. There's women that are choosing to work with their children by their sides and having this being a model where they can have the family like together and creating great amounts of prosperity in that. There's people traveling the world and living that purpose, doing, activations and anchorings from all around the world. I'm observing that people are just really shining their natural gifts here in this space. They're building successful businesses on their own terms, and they're being leaders and way showers for so many people. That is happening within this space, within this community. I'm witnessing that on such a deep and profound level. Just having it's an absolute honor to walk and to work with such incredible people. Matthew recently came in and has like the shift that I have seen within you, Matthew, since coming into Healy, and your like just so many things have turned on, and I know that it's like Ani, I've witnessed the same thing, and so much has been happening in this community and this environment around healing the patterns of competition, where people are working together and supporting each other and lifting each other up and shining and moving through these unworthiness templates and patterns that may have been there, and really stepping forth into their personal power. And this is happening on a global level. This business, this community is a global like movement that is happening at the moment. And so, as well as it being a very, very incredible business model, it is actually a really incredible tool. Healy is these shifts that happen on these repatterning levels, putting in what you desire for your life purpose, supporting the shifts in your emotional body and mental body. This tool is also one of those profound tools that's an energy tool. And also the business itself is a sacred economics. It's based on connection and leadership. It's an empowerment and circular energy model. It's also a business model that is leverage, which means that you can come in and create your business basically within the container that you don't know anything other than yourself and your Healy and your gifts, and you shine that forth in the world. And that's an incredible opportunity that anybody can have, adding that to their own personal existing businesses. A lot of healers and practitioners are coming into this space and really taking Healy into their own personal practices. Coaches and facilitators are taking this into their personal practices and having an extra stream of income that is incredibly prosperous. And this is around community. It's about mentorship. And so there is a lot of leadership that is happening in this space that is an incredible, phenomenal space for people to grow within. So these are powerful tools. These are a powerful community. It's a powerful business model. It's a powerful time to be on the planet working with frequencies and vibrations in that sense. So, so you're welcome. We are extending our hands and our hearts as a community, as individuals. You're welcome to join us. This is your personal welcome today to be a part of our community and to support building your own wealth. And so to just follow back up with the person that has invited you to this event today, or somebody that has shared Healy with you, just follow back up with them and get in touch, because we want to thank you. May you go forth and prosper in all ways. And our hearts are just so grateful to just from our hearts and our frequency family today. Thank you.
Wow. Please just write in the chat, like, how did that meditation, how did that all just land with you guys? Like, Piule, could you take this?
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, just let's have a little bit of feedback. That was just so beautiful. And I was trying, like, I had to drop in, and I was like, you know what, forget it. If there's people that need to come in, they're gonna have to watch the replay. I need to be here. And I was like, forget it. I'm not gonna like do all the admin stuff. I'm just gonna be in this because it just really pulled me into such a powerful place and a reminder. It was just such a reminder today. That's just kind of how I felt, like just so reminded of how deeply passionate and how deeply personal our work together in this world is. You know, this is a family. It's this is the new way to do business. This just is the new way. Like, and we need to be supporting each other in these vibrant new ways. And I just feel so grateful that I got to be a part of that. Thank you guys so much. That song that you sang, Matthew, was just beautiful. And I mean, it was Yeah, it was just like I felt all of the ascended masters come in. I really loved. I was trying to like write notes with my eyes closed, but when you said double delight, I was like, okay, babe, like whatever that is, I want some more of that double delight. I'm like, so like there were just a lot of moments, you know, Piule, you know, just the codes of repatterning and really seeing that golden rose, like going back to all the generations and coming back and, you know, really blossoming in our hearts. And so I just personally want to thank you both. That was beautiful. It was so, so beautiful.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. You're such a brother. Me and Matthew have known each other for over 15 years and being
Yeah. She's been a pain in the ass until now. So.
And I'm like his little sister. And so to be here and working together and shining our gifts is a real honor to be with you, brother. So thank you so much for all your gifts that you continue to pour forth in the world for humanity. And it's a real honor to walk with you.
Yeah, no, this was so great. And I know lots of people are like, give me the replay ASAP. Like they want to share this, you know, definitely, you know, we always have the replays available, but, you know, share these with the people that that you want to bring into your business, that you want to, you know, align yourself with. Like I just feel so blessed. Like Piule and Matthew are on my team. Like I get to have these two beautiful souls in business, you know, and also in connection and friendship, but in business. And that's something really special because we get to actually choose and call in who we want to do business with, who we want to link arms with, and who we want to share like that generational wealth that you're talking about, Piule. We all have a piece of that. And I loved how you said so many times over, like there's enough for all of us. And you said it so eloquently in so many different ways, but that is what a beautiful takeaway, you know, that there is plenty, there is so much abundance, and we have access to all of it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Ani, for hosting.
Just beautiful. Anyone have any questions that they want to ask Piule or Matthew before can you guys drop in your IGs or your information too in our chat here?
Yeah.
And if you have any other things that you want to ask them, you certainly can go back and ask them at any time. Yeah. Well, thank you guys again, and we will get the replay up.
Everybody being here. Really lovely to see you all.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. It was really, really lovely. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Playground. All right, bye you guys. Have a good day.
Bye, friends. Have a beautiful day.